Hey, what's up, everyone? Yeah, what's up, everyone? Solving rational equations. Section 8.6. And rational means dealing with fractions. So solving equations, dealing with fractions. And whoops, that's a Q and that's a U. Hello. There we go. So let's check this out. The thing that you need to remember when you're solving these kinds of equations is to multiply to get rid of the denominators. Multiply by the common denominator to get rid of the fractions. To get rid of the fractions. And this is a technique that you learned in Algebra 1, so you did this at some point, so hopefully you'll get a quick refresher here and you'll be like, oh yeah, that thing. So let's look at an equation. 5 over 2x over 2x. So this is already striking fear in my heart. Okay, 1 over x plus 5/6. Well, what you need to do is get rid of the fractions by multiplying by the common denominator. So I need to rewrite this with a little bit of extra room. And I'm going to multiply each term by the common denominator. Well, the common denominator, I have a 2 and a 3 and a 6. So that's going to be 6. And I need an x as well. So I have to multiply everything by the same thing. But when I do that, all of the fractions will be gone. The x's will cancel, leaving me with 3. Well, 5 times 6 divided by 2, that'll be 15. Here the 6 and the 3 reduced to 2, so that's going to be 4x. The x's over here cancel out. It's going to leave me with 6. And finally, the 6's here will cancel out, so that's plus 5x. And then this is an old friend. Move the 4x over, move the 6 over. Over the line, change the sign. Over the line, change the sign. Get your x's together, get your numbers together. And so x equals 1. That's my solution. So if you take an equation with x's all over the place, well, multiply by the common denominator, and now no fractions. That's kind of cool. You can just get rid of them. You might end up with a fraction as an answer, but your work on the way through simplified a little bit. So that's good. That's good. That's better than finding a common denominator and multiplying top and bottom by everything. This is better. So that's awesome. One other thing I want to note here is the dirt formula. And to get the dirt formula, you write the word dirt without the line down the I. Okay, so this is distance, D is distance, equals R is rate, times T is time. Okay, distance equals rate times time. Distance, it could be, usually when we think of distance, it's just how far you go. But it could be how much work you did, how much money you made. You know, this is just the total of what you did when I'm talking about distance here. So we can apply this formula in different scenarios. And it depends on the rate and the time. So if I make $5 an hour for 10 hours, multiply those together, the total would be 50. So whatever you multiply the rate and time, whatever the context is, but usually it's distance. Distance equals rate times time. If you drive 50 miles an hour for 10 hours, you go 500 miles. So that's how that is used, and we'll use that in some problems later on. But those are your notes for Section 8.6.